Hi guys, my name is Eric. I'm a personal trainer, which basically means I help folks to achieve their fitness goals. So today I'll be sharing with you guys on how I train my legs and also what are the things that I do to target specific muscles on my legs. Okay, so first of all, before I start this video, if you want your legs to grow, you need to train them twice per week. Okay, twice per week, at least according to my experience. That's how they grow. So let's say, for example, on Monday you will focus more on your quads, then let's say on Thursday you focus more on your hamstrings, and also you focus on your glutes. At least that's how I used to train my legs before, and I've seen a lot of difference. But now my goal is I want to focus more on my upper body. Okay, so I only train them once per week, not twice, once per week. Okay, so the first exercise that I normally start with whenever I'm doing legs will be any single leg exercise. So on this program, I think it's Bulgaria split squats. So even on how I do this exercise tends to be different. Let's say, for example, if I want to focus more on my glutes, what I'll do is I'll make sure my knees they are aligned with my toes, and also when I go down I'll push my hips backwards, and also I'll kind of lean forward just a little bit. So each and every time I'm doing this, meaning when I go down I tend to stretch my glutes, then obviously on my way up I'll try by all means to thrust my hips forward while I'm squeezing my glutes. Okay, it's kind of very difficult to say it or to understand when you say it until you do this exercise. Okay, so I'll do this probably for 12 reps. I try by all means to aim for higher reps whenever I'm doing legs, because that's when they tend to respond very well. Okay, but then let's say now I want to focus more on my quads. So what I'll do is I'll make sure my knees they overlap over my toes. So whenever I do this, I'm gonna focus more on my quads. Okay, so and also I'll try to be more upright when I go down, meaning I won't lean backwards, and also my upper body won't be forward, meaning I won't be like in this angle. I'll try by all means to be more upright as I go down and up. I hope that makes sense. So when I'm doing that, I'll focus more on my quads. Okay, so the second exercise will be a lying leg curl. So whenever I'm doing this exercise, I make sure that my hips they're against the pad or the seat. Most people, including my clients, they tend to, each and every time when they are curling, what they will do is they will lift their hips up. So of course when you're doing this, there will be no tension on your hamstrings. So you always want to make sure that your hips they're against the pad, and the only thing that is working is your hamstrings. Okay, so that will be my second exercise. And also I love to do an exercise that will make me to kind of rest my lower back, especially if let's say I've done an exercise that kind of include my lower back, like for example the Bulgaria split squats. So especially when you are lifting heavy weights, you tend to use, like on those last few reps, when your concentration is not that good because you kind of getting tired. So what will happen is you kind of use your lower back, and which is not good, and also is not the end of the world if this happens on the last few reps. Okay, so the third exercise is gonna be walking lunges. So on this exercise, it's kind of similar to Bulgaria split squats, where you can focus either on your glutes or you can focus on your quads. Okay, so for me on this program, I'm focusing more on my quads. So what I'm doing is I'm taking short stance, and also I'm more upright, meaning I'm not leaning forward. And what else? Yeah, obviously when you are doing any walking lunge, what you do is you want to focus more on the front leg, meaning you're gonna use the front leg as your leverage to come up, if I'm making sense. Okay, it's very difficult to explain, guys, But each and every time when you come up on the walking lunges, you try by all means to focus more, or to use rather the front leg as your leverage, and also the working muscle. Okay, it's very difficult to explain until you do it. But let's say for an example, like on this case, I'm focusing more on my quads. So what I'll do is each and every time when I come up, I'll kind of push the ground as much as I can. Like, so I'll push the ground as much as I can while I'm squeezing my quads. I'm trying by all means to kind of eliminate other muscles apart from my quads. It's very difficult, guys, until you do it. Even vice versa, let's say if I'm focusing more on my hamstrings, or sorry, on my glutes, what will happen is I'll kind of use my glutes to initiate the movement before I come up. Okay, so it's kind of complex until you do it. But anyways, on this program, I'm focusing more on my quads whenever I'm doing walking lunges. So I'll do this probably for 4 or 5 sets. Of course, it depends on which week am I on, because I'll use the same program for 6 months. So each and every time I try to progress each and every week. So either I'm progressing on the sets or reps or whatever the case might be. But mostly when I'm doing walking lunges, I'll try by all means to focus or to progress by increasing sets. Okay, so the 4th exercise will be calves. So this is one of my weak points, guys. Like, calves, too lazy to train them. But anyways, I will probably train them twice per week. Try by all means to train them twice per week. Probably I'll do 2 exercises, and also I do have like a specific day only to train calves. But like I said, sometimes I tend to be complacent by training them. But anyways, what I'll do on the leg day, I'll only probably do train them once or twice, but mostly once, because probably I'm exhausted. So on this exercise, I'm focusing more, like I said, on calves. So what I'll do is I'll try by all means to squeeze my calves each and every time when I come up. So I'll squeeze my calves, and also I'll use my big toe to kind of elevate myself to come up, if that makes sense. Okay, so instead of me using all of my toes, I'll just use only one toe, which is big toe. Okay, I know it's kind of messed up, but then until you do it, you can't even do it now to kind of experience what I'm doing or what I'm saying. It will kind of make sense. You see that you tend to squeeze more of your calves when you are using your big toe instead of using all of your toes at the same time. Okay, so that will be the 4th exercise. So the last exercise is a prowler, right, where I'm just pushing the prowler or a slate. So what I'll do is I'll do probably 2 sets on this exercise, and also I'm not really focusing on specific muscles. I'm kind of using this exercise as a finisher, where I'm just focusing more on my legs, obviously, and also it works your upper body just a little bit. Yeah, so basically that's what I would do as a finisher, just like 2 sets, and after this it will be like me going home. Okay, anyways, so this is the wrap up, guys. But anyways, I would love to hear from you guys on which videos you like to hear from me. And also, I think the last one will be shoulders. I think we haven't spoken about shoulders, so we'll speak more about shoulders on the next one. And if you are new on this channel, please feel free to subscribe and like the video, guys. Until next time, folks, peace out.